But God ain't built me for small places. Nah. Ticking clocks and empty blocks. I used to live behind my thoughts, talking about what I'm not instead of what I got. But you lit that flame, now I'm off that chain. Ain't no line I won't cross, I was built to reign. I'm out here with no boundaries. Ain't no map for where you found me. Vision bigger than the skyline. Moving faith like it's a lifeline. I step 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No chains, I'm alive. I don't fear the deep no more. Sink or swim, I hit the floor and came back breathing. I'm still believing. You don't give wings just to fly inside a cage. Nah, I'm past that stage. I'm out here with no boundaries, moving through like you surround me. What they said I'd never be is exactly what I see. Step 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Is faith gon' ride? Call it crazy, call it bold, but I was made to break the mold. Tired of shrinking for the space when you gave me galaxies to chase. No ceilings, no borders, my steps in divine order. No fear in my frame, only God in my corner. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No bound.
It's grace, it's grace. Every time I'm low, he show up. I was low, belly breathing, heart cold, pain deep in. Pray saw, but he heard me. Now I walk like I got purpose. Dark days turn to lessons, rain came, still a blessing. Every set got me stepping in a place unexpected. Even when I couldn't see the light, he was working on me late at night. Didn't know I had that kind of fight, but grace was moving quiet right. I'm guided by grace, yeah. Even when I lost my way, tears in the dark he stay. Pull me out when I pray. Guided by grace, no cap. Every time I slipped, he snapped me back. I was falling fast, that's facts, but he caught me and ain't looking back. Trying to heal in silence, faith been running on mileage. Still he show up in timing. When I'm lost, he's still finding. And I done made mistakes, still he ain't look away. Told me, son, you gon' be straight. Now I'm moving with no shame. Even when I doubted who I am, he reminded me I'm in his hands. Grace hit harder than the plan. Now I walk different, understand. I'm guided by grace, yeah. Even when I lost my way, tears in the dark he stay. Pull me out when I pray. Guided by grace, no cap. Every time I slipped, he snapped me back. I was falling fast, that's facts, but he caught me and I ain't looking back. Ain't no luck, it's love. I've been covered from above. Can't explain it all enough, but I know I'm not that tough. It's the grace that got me here, through the pressure and the fear. Even when I disappeared, he was near. Yeah. Better now. Yeah. Let's go. Had to bleed just to feel again. Heart froze, now I'm real again. Used to pray for peace in the chaos. Now I see the purpose in the breakdown. Took some L's, had to face mine. Swear I was lost in a baseline, but pain taught me lessons love never could. Now I move different like I know I should. I'm better now, look at how I glow. All that hurt turned me cold, but helped me grow. Used to cry about the past, now I toast to it. Everything I've been through, yeah, I own to it. Future looking real good, can't lie. I'm better now and that's why. Had to walk through the fire with no map. Now I light up rooms, can't hold that back. Trauma in my chest, but I wear it like gold. Turn every scar to a story I told. Toxic love, fake friends, I've seen it. But I ain't bitter, I'm leaning on the pain that molded me solid. Now I'm on peace and deposits. Better now, look at how I glow. All that hurt turned me cold, but it helped me grow. Used to cry about the past, now I toast to it. Everything I've been through, yeah, I own to it. Future looking real good, can't lie. No better. I'm better now and that's why. I'm better. Now I ain't running from my past, I embrace it. Took the struggle, made a life, yeah, I laced it. Had to lose me to find me. Real talk. Now the old me behind me, gone. Now I move with grace. No hate in my veins. Pain built the wave. Now I'm riding in faith. Better now. Way better now.
Been sitting in silence way too long. Oh, but God ain't built me for small places. Nah, ticking clocks and empty blocks. I used to live behind my thought, talking about what I'm not instead of what I got. But you lit that flame, now I'm off that chain. Ain't no line I won't cross, I was built to reign. I'm out here with no boundaries. Ain't no map for where you found me. Vision bigger than the skyline. Moving faith like it's a lifeline. I step 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No chains, I'm alive. Oh, I don't fear the deep no more. Sink or swim, I hit the floor and came back breathing. I'm still believing you don't give wings just to fly inside a cage. Nah, I'm past that stage. I'm out here with no boundaries, moving through like you surround me. What they said I'd never be is exactly what I see. Step 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Is faith gon' ride? Call it crazy, call it bold. but I was made to break the mold. Tired of shrinking for the space when you gave me galaxies to chase. No ceilings, no borders, my steps in divine order. No fear in my frame, only God in my corner. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Nobody. Been sitting inside this way too.
Live from the orbit of creativity. This is Creative Spasciz. Creative Spasciz, we ride the wave in the stars where the music plays. Beats so cold, make the cosmos sway. Go live now, we don't press play. Flowing with the vibe on a mission for more. Switch in the sky and the bass on the floor. Turn it up loud, let the sound explore. It's the Spasciz zone, we creating galore. Touchdown in the booth, got the glow on me. No cap, this the brand, got the whole on me. From machine to the sky, we the ones to see. Every kick, every snare like a prophecy. Studio my ship, we don't need no map. Just vibes, no stress, let the beat just slap. If you tuned in now, then you're part of the flight. Creative Spasciz, live all night.
What is going on? What's up, people? It is your boy Spasciz, man. What is going on? What is going on? Welcome to the very first episode of the new mission, man. We are blasting off. I decided that I wanted to change the whole branding of this whole thing and just really enjoy, have a good time doing what we doing. And so here we are making that particular change. We are here, man. Welcome, welcome, welcome. When you come in, you'll definitely get going. So definitely, this is mission 001. We are blasting off a little late. We are blasting off at 2000. We supposed to have been going a whole lot earlier, but y'all already know how things go wrong when you doing what you're doing, man. We just keep going anyway. It doesn't matter. We're gonna keep it moving. How everybody doing? We got a full show tonight. We're gonna be doing this a couple different ways here that we're going to be doing it, and this is not going to be like the normal live stream that we've been doing. It's going to be a little bit different, okay? There's going to be different things that I have going. Shout out to all of the people that support Creative Spasciz. It's going to be some amazing things going on. We got hardware coming. We got all kind of different things that we're going to be testing out, playing around with, just figuring it all out. We're going to be figuring it all out. And so, man, I hope y'all are ready for the journey. We're about to get going. So definitely welcome to 001. Today, we got a full journey tonight, man. We're going to be looking at 3 plugins. We got one crazy effect tool, and we even got a little hardware we're going to look at tonight. and we're gonna definitely move through this thing. I'm not gonna keep you long. We're just gonna have a good time, and we're gonna move on about our day, man. I just want to jump on though. Again, thank you for joining Creative Spaces. So first thing we're gonna do, man, I'm going to introduce and show you the different things that we're gonna be doing on the live stream. So we're going to be having these different segments that we're going to be doing. The first thing that we're going to be looking at is this is the basically the segment intro is what we're going through now. And then we're going to be doing this deep space scan. This is where we're going to be looking at our plugins. We're going to call it alien tech. We're going to be looking at the plugins, giving breakdowns. We're going to even go through a couple sounds. And then after that, we're going to go through the wormhole effect. This is where we're going to be looking at one effect of the week that we're going to be doing. And then we're going to go to zero gravity. This is going to be our tip of the week. And then we're going to be looking at the sponsor of the tip for the week. And then we're going to be we're going to be listening. We're going to be going through the mission debrief. This is where we're going to have like producer talk, go back and forth with each other. We're just going to talk about some things. And so we're going to go ahead and get started. We're going to blast off, man. Here we go. Let's do it. All right. So the first thing we looking at, man, first thing here is going to be Nightshade. We have played around with Nightshade. We played around. Let me go back here. We played around with Nightshade from Native Instrument. They dropped it a couple weeks ago. This is definitely one of them plugins. If you are into cinematic, you're into moody, dark vibes, synth vibes, different things like that, Nightshade is the plugin the sound that you're looking for. I'm going to pull it up here so we can take a look at what it looks like. Then we're going to go through a couple sounds and see what it sounds like. Now, most of you may see here when I flip this screen over that we are in Ableton. We're Ableton 12. If you're on the Patreon, before I even go into that, definitely go check out the Patreon. Link is in the description of this video, and it will be on all of them over there. We're going back to the basics right now, but we're going to be learning some different things in the Patreon. Things that can help you out as a new producer, or if you've been in the game a little bit, maybe you don't know certain things. I have done a lot of failing at this thing, so I could definitely show you some different things through that I have failed at that now I'm getting better at and successful at. So definitely we're going to be doing that at the Patreon. But anyway, at the Patreon, if you are on a Patreon, you will know that I have kind of moved over into Ableton 12. Right now, I'm just kind of testing it. I'm playing around with it. It kind of sparked my interest. So I'm playing around with it to see if it's something I would really want to commit to. But we'll get into all of that later on. This is not the video for that. But right now, we're looking at Nightshade. And what we're going to do is we're going to definitely take a listen at some of the sounds that we have in here. Again, this is one of Native Instruments' latest release that they have put out here. And we're going to just kind of see what this sounds like here. As you can see, it's dark. Cinematic sounds. Let's go through another one here. This one here has like some talking in it, way in the background. We'll pull over this. Yeah, you can kind of hear the vocal in the background of it. Crazy thing, I thought I was tripping. But I wouldn't. So this is something that's definitely Native Instrument has done before. With other plugins before the newer releases, they have like one side and they have two different sides, and they have the XY axle here, and they kind of lean into both sides, and you can either go left or right to kind of fade into the different sounds or up and down, which will kind of blend like different effects to it. So definitely something that they have done before. So let's keep going here. We're just going to play around with a couple more. This one's pretty cool. More of a vortex. That's pretty cool. That's cool. Let's play around with some more here. That's pretty dope. Just kind of slowly moves into it. I love that. I love that you can come in here and add more of this with volume. And you can go in here and hit that wheel there. And then roll the dice on the sound. And you can go in here and change different things. You can go to the presets and take off whatever you don't want to roll the dice on, or leave on what you want to roll the dice on. And you can even go to the effect, one of the sounds at a time. Which is cool. Do it on either side. And of course you have your effects down here at the bottom. And you can grab this little, oh, that's pretty cool. I didn't even know you could do that. That's pretty cool. So you can go here and add how you want this to move with the XY. Which is pretty cool. But yeah, so this is Nightshade. Definitely one if you like darker music, cinematic, or maybe dark hip hop or something like that. There's different places that you could put this and make it sound good. This is pretty cool. I'll do a couple more. You can even change the shape on the motion. Which I think is pretty cool. So yes, that is Nightshade. Definitely one if you are into cinematic music, or if you make any kind of dark trap or anything like that, Nightshade could be a good addition to your repertoire. Definitely, man, definitely. So we're going to keep moving right on. The next one that we're going to be looking at today is going to be crosswalk modulator, which is one, I think this is like the very latest that was added to Native Instruments Contact. They added that. Let's go here. We're going to take a look at it. Let's take a look at that. If it pulls up. Anyway, while this is pulling up, yes, definitely stay around, man. We're going to be talking about some producer stuff here later on, and I want to get opinions on it. We're going to get there. We're going to kind of move through this pretty fast. We got a couple more things that we want to look at. And who's all in, man? Who's all here? Say something. How you doing? What's going on? Let's see. We got a couple people, like literally 2 people, which is cool. But yes, man, we have definitely changed up the format. Got new music coming. Got all kind of different things that we doing. We working, man. We are working. Trying to get some things going. I decided that as we do this, I just wanted to have fun with it. And I wanted to find out a way to really have fun with what we're doing. And so definitely just kind of dove in, man, and just see where it all come. River Build, is it Bilbo? Hey, man, welcome to the live stream. Welcome to the live stream. You are new. I haven't seen your name before. Welcome to the live stream. I hope, hold it down in the chat for me. Hold it down in the chat for me. We lifting off. We're going to go over the second part of this, which is going to be native instrument crosswalk modulator. Definitely a very cool plugin. This one is another one if you're into like cinematic, maybe you're into like synth, maybe you're into futuristic sounds. This is going to be definitely a great one for you. So let's just kind of play around with some sounds here. Now this one here has a bunch of different things to it that you can add and maneuver around, but we're just going to go through a couple of presets. River, hey man, you know what? I'm really glad that you said that. You are in on the very first episode of the new branding that we're going with. And, you know, this is the very first episode of it. And trust you me, we got some things going. We're going to be here every Tuesday, 7:30 p.m. Central Standard Time, every Tuesday. Today I just had problems. Every time I try to set up a live stream, I have problems. But we're going to be here every Tuesday doing some different things. So this is Crosstalk modular, I'm sorry. And the sounds on here is definitely more, if you're into synth, into any kind of cinematic, this would definitely be great for you. And then you could change to different levels here, which switches up the sound a little bit. That's pretty cool. I like that. Let's see here. Yeah, technical difficulties was definitely what builds character. I agree with that 150%. For sure. For sure. Modular. You have these bunch of sounds that you have, but you can go in and flip through some of the sounds, which I think is pretty cool because you can really hone in to what you want your sound to be. So that is pretty cool. And again, man, make sure y'all join. Check out the Patreon. We do have a free version of the Patreon over there. And we do things over there. We're doing something over there every week. So yeah. Let's go through a couple more here. Let's see, I use Excel, which is synced into Context 7. Never heard of Crosstalk. Crosstalk is very new. Native Instruments just dropped this one maybe a week ago. Maybe 2 weeks now. This was new. Exhale is a classic, by the way. Exhale is a classic, by the way. I still use Excel a lot. So as you can see, you can add all these different sounds. You have different mixers. You can add, make edits. You can add some FM, crosstalk. You can do all kind of things here. So if you want to, you can do all kind of stuff with this thing, man. Absolutely. Yeah, very much new and fresh, for sure. Let's check out one more maybe. See, that's these sounds, man. These sounds are crazy. And this thing here, this A, B, and C just... Yeah, absolutely, man. I get a chance to kind of get it early and check it out, have an idea what I'm talking about before I actually do my videos. I don't always get that, but sometimes I do. Native usually keep me up to date. Absolutely, absolutely. So yeah, that is Crosswalk Modular. Definitely one if you're into cinematic synth. You know, maybe you could find something with hip hop with it. Maybe some pop or something like that. Maybe like a transition, whatever. You know what I mean? Be creative. That's what I always tell people to do. Be creative with your music, for sure. I love it. Let's see. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. River, you're pretty cool, man. I'm glad you're here. Glad you're here. The next one we're going to move through real quick here. The next one is going to be Vocal Bloom, which is through, I think it's Excite Audio. This one is Gotta Take Risks. Gotta Take Risks. This one is a new one also. This one just came out here recently. Vocal Bloom is definitely one of those ones that you just enjoy. This is a, I absolutely love this. Let's see if I can get it to play here. There we go. So it's vocals, and the vocals are created in all these different ways. They have so many different things you could do to these little vocals. Yeah, man, I like to say that I am a plug-in insider, brother. I try to stay up to date on everything. You know, a lot of times, you know what? I'm glad you're here because I want to share this. A lot of times I get this stuff because I want people to be able to hear it, see it before they go purchase it. Maybe it may be something they may not even want to purchase. Maybe they have saw it and didn't know what it sounded like or whatever the case may be. So it's good to be able to get this and present it to you beforehand. So yes, definitely, man. I would, man. That's a great name, the Plug-in Insider. I like that. I like that for real. Now Bloom this is like a part of a line. They have a bunch of them. They have drums, guitar. They have another vocal one that's just vocals and not choir. This one is focused more on the choir. And you could come in here and you can change the sound, speed it up, go reverse. Right? You'll see the little fader line here. It's in reverse. This one is, let's see. Pitches down 12 octaves, up 12 octaves. You can create this one and do all kind of different things. So you can design this a little bit. You can take this, add a little bit more effects to it. Phaser, ascend. So it's all kind of different things you could do on here. G minor, let's see. You could change it right here. And you go to G minor, just like that. You can G minor. It does sound like Hans Zimmer and stuff. It does a lot like it. But But you could definitely come in here and play around with it. Which is pretty cool. And you can come in here and roll the dice on this. Just really. So you could play this on a bunch of different things. And you can go in here and really dial in your low cut, high cuts, reverb, delays, all that good stuff. You can even go up here to your edit and you can even dive deeper into it here. So let's see here. I want to move this around. If I want to take this here, I can, right? I can even come in here and let's say reverse it and loop it like that. Add some release, attack, the whole nine. I can come in here and add some pitch. On the B trigger. So you'll see this is the B trigger here. So I'm selecting this right here, which is going to trigger that. And then you can change this to the A trigger and then do it that way. So these A, B, C, D, all the way to E is what these are right here. You can customize this however you want to. So definitely a dope plug-in. It's all these different things. We can go to melodic. All kind of stuff you could do on here. And the vocal sounds so beautiful. So beautiful. So beautiful. You can create so many different things with this. It's a granular synthesizer. That's exactly what this is. This is exactly that. You can create all kind of different things with this sound. And it's just and it's so dope. It's a sampler. I would like to say it's a granular sample because of the things that you could do. You can add your own samples into it for sure. Definitely. Now, while we're here, we're gonna switch from the deep space scanning and we're gonna go into the wormhole effect, right? So we have an effect for the week and we're gonna use it on another vocal chain here. So I'm gonna play this. This is a track that I'm working on. And what I want to do, I want to take this, I want to take this little pluck right here, and I'm going to solo this pluck. All right. So the plug-in, the effect that we want to look at this week is from Serato. Serato has an effect called Hex. The Hex effect, and we're going to take a look at that also while we're here. This baby right here is just insane. This is an insane effect, right? So you could do so many different things with this, right? So let's say if I wanted to add a little space to it, of course we space it, so we definitely want to add some space. right? So you have all of these individual, I like to say chain, this individual pieces to the chain. It basically goes from left to right. So we're going to change this. We're going to say we don't want halftime. We want to do more of a delay. And we'll say we'll do a ping pong delay here. So now we have that. So then we can come here on the end and we can add this way too. So on this end, we'll say we want to add, let's do a saturation. Let's do a warm saturation. So now, right now we can control this from this knob right here. We can take this down, and we take this knob down. My computer is acting up on me this day, but if we take this knob down, then we can, as you can see, it's nothing. But we're gonna add to it. We'll add a little bit more. Now, this one knob is basically controlling everything. This is crazy. It's crazy. So we're gonna look at it. Let's just check out a couple effects here. This is all of the presets that we have in here that you can manipulate. You can create your own chain with this thing, man. This is insane. Now, is it something that you could do with other things? Of course you can. Of course you can. But this one looks so cool, and the way that they have this, it kind of takes out a lot of the steps that you would normally do with another plugin. Or if you had this your own chain with effects and ping pongs and filters and flangers and all that, you'd be doing it individually, where on here you can do it as one unit, which I think is cool. And you have your knob here that can control that. So now I want to show you this on drums, right? So we're going to do it on some drums here. And what we'll do is go to drums. So now you're adding crusher, compression, drive filter. We're going to add, let's just do something crazy. We're going to add a little bit of distortion. We'll do a nasty distortion too. I like that. Let's bring it down just a little bit. And I'll show you this. And then also here at the bottom, you have your ends. You can widen it out. Right? You got your filter. You can do a high pass or a low pass. You have your wet, your dry wet, your bypass here. You can bypass the whole thing. And then you can add some out. So if I wanted to get this a little louder for the effect, I could. All right? So now let's just add like some, let's do a delay or something like that. You know, let's get ignorant with it. Let's do let's do something like this. That's crazy. Now, another dope thing that you could do with this, you can always turn this off. You can have this for a transition. And so if you're playing, you're just kind of going into it and you get ready to transition, you can do your transition into something else. Maybe you add like a low pass on that, low pass filter. And as you turn your knob up, is adding that low pass and adding the delay and all those different things. And now you've created this transition that you can use, which I think is pretty cool about it. Now they have other things like that. This is kind of like Transit 2 or whatever the case may be. But this was a little bit more simpler. Transit 2 is a lot. Like it has a lot going on with it. But this is a little bit more simpler. And so this is Serato Hex, which is our wormhole effect of the week. So every week we're going to go over one effect. You know, the effects are kind of, there's so many of them. You can do so many different things with them. But all in all, An effect is an effect. So definitely. So where are we at right now? We got River's in the building, man. We got River in the building. We got a couple more people in. I hope y'all are enjoying this, man. We're gonna continue to move on. So this week we have what we like to call zero gravity. Zero gravity is where we basically. Oh, I'm talking too much. Zero gravity is basically our tip of the week and our sponsor. So this week we have a sponsor, and our sponsor this week is Novation. And what Novation did was they teamed up with Native Instruments. And in Native Instruments, now you can have a Novation and you can have it control, complete control. And so I'm going to get everything set up here. Let's get me here. We're going to switch over to this view right here. And what we're going to do with that view, no, wrong view, which is this one. There we go. And so we're going to just kind of move over here so you can kind of see this. You'll be able to see this one and the screen at the same time. Now this is the Novation 49. This is the MK4 or the MK3, whichever the latest one is. Shout out to Novation for sending this out to you, boy. We got a chance. We're having a chance to do some work together through Native Instruments. So that's pretty cool. This is my first time ever having a Novation. This is the launch key. This is my first launch key. And man, it is very, 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 very dope. I absolutely love this thing. And so what we're going to do here, I'm going to kind of switch my screen over here, and we're going to take a look at the setup of this. And let's just kind of switch over to here. Appreciate that, River. Yeah, my setup is okay, man. You know, I'm still building it, getting it set up. I got some things I want to switch over because I'm getting some hardware for next week, or weeks after that. I don't know if it'll be next week, but I got to switch around because I've just done a good deal with some guys, and I'll be sharing that with y'all next week. Let me just kind of switch real quick. We'll just go here for now. But I got a deal that I just did, and I can't wait to share with you guys. And we got some hardware that's coming in. We're going to be doing some real good reviews. I have to really learn it, make sure I know what I'm talking about when I'm doing it. So we just got to get it going, man. Just got to get it going. Thank y'all for being here. Again, we're going to be here again next Tuesday, 7:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. We're going to be here rolling. We're going to be here rolling. So make sure y'all here too. All right. So I'm going to make this a little bit bigger so we can see it. All right, so we're going to go ahead and roll through this. This is the complete control through Native Instruments. Now, normally this would only work with a complete control MIDI board or keyboard or whatever. I have one over here. This is the MK3. This is my 49, and it works perfect. Now, with the Novation, there's going to be different limitations to this, but I'm going to show you how to actually be able to scroll through the presets and everything. So what you have to do first is that you have to come up here and you have to go here to a controller, and then you're going to go to a controller manager. Now, one thing that I found out is that if you have a complete control, you have to turn it off, or it can't be on while you're setting this up. Now, that could be something I'm doing wrong, but from what I've experienced, that you cannot actually use them both at the same time. So you have to unplug one. So I have mine over here turned off so I can use this. And what you have to do is you have to basically go here and find the one that you have. I have the 49. This is the MK4. And so now that I have that set, and now you'll see this little thing pop up here, and now it's set. And so now you can actually go to the website, and it will show you exactly what you have to do. Now, this one's all the way at the bottom. Yeah, I've been through it a couple times. So this was all the way at the bottom. So you can just go through these little steps right here, and it'll show you exactly how to set this up. Basically, you make the MIDI controllers connected, and then you're going to switch the knobs. And I have all this set up through Novation keypad, I think it is. So I have it all ready to go. And so what you do is come in here, and then now you should be able to go through, and I'm gonna go, let's just check this one. It doesn't matter. All right, so we got this one pulled up here. Wherever the key is, there it is. All right, and so now we should be able to, so we can do that. We can get it all set up there. But what we want to do is that we want to come here and let's go to, where are we at here? Let's make sure we're doing this correct. All right, so let's see, control knobs. So we can go, I know I'm missing a step, but I don't remember what a step is. Oh, you have to, I know what it is. So basically, they have this deal here. This is launch key. Now you have to come in launch key, and you have to go here to the get started URL. And you go to the URL, it takes you here. All right, you just basically get started. Mine is already registered, so I don't have to do all this. I think I clicked the wrong one, as a matter of fact. Let's go here. We're gonna get through this. There it is. So we get to this tool here. Go in here. Come on, man. Let's keep going. I'm already registered. I'm already registered. What are you doing? I tell you, boy, no matter how much I set this stuff up beforehand, hold on, y'all. Let me do this. No matter how much I set this stuff up, it's always something. I did all this beforehand just so I wouldn't have to do it today. So let me log in. I hope y'all liking the live stream. Make sure y'all liking and subscribing and all that good stuff. All right, so let's go here. We're going to go to the software hub. I will definitely speak on that. No, AI is not going to replace us. Trust you me, it's not going to happen. I am a user of AI. I use AI. And the way that I use it, I could create a beat and then have a beat and write music and have it like sing it. I can create it and chop it up, sample from it, all kind of different things. But trust you me, it is a hassle when you're trying to create something and you want to make a small change to something. It is a hassle, brother. It is not. It is not the easiest thing to deal with at all because it regenerates the entire song. So it doesn't allow you to take out certain things that you can do and make it like it is not. It's a long way from catching anything we got going on. It's a very long way from it. A very long way. Now, this is going to be something that I go into on my on the Patreon. It'll definitely be worth checking it out because I know anybody over there that's going to the Patreon, they're going to want to hear it. Most people don't want to hear that over here. They just don't. It's one of those things that You know, it's one of them subjects. If that makes sense. It's one of those subjects most people don't want to hear about. And that's just how it go. That's just how it go. Yeah, it's basically, let's see. Yeah, there's a way to kind of make it there's a way to kind of make it like that. You know what I mean? There's a way to do it. There's a way to kind of really customize it and really make it do some different things. Yeah, there's some ways to do that. There's some ways to do it. There's definitely ways to do it. All right, so let me do this real quick, and we're gonna get in because I think that might be part of the topic that we got going on. As a matter of fact, no, it's a part of it. We'll talk about it. Anyway, so what you have to do on this thing here is you have to activate it, and you have to put this in DAW, drum, and then you have to add this custom one. And once you add that, what it's going to do is going to show you this. You probably can't see that. I'm going to zoom in on it just a little bit here. All right. So if you see here to light up like this, and so now I am in default. I mean, I'm not default. I'm in the mode now. And so as I go back to here, is you going to take me back to the plugin? Okay, boom. So now I can go here and as you can see, I'm going through different ones. I'm going to the next one. All right. And I can choose that. I can go. Now I'm in the effect. So I can go back to the first one, go back to the second one, and then I can go through and go through all my different effects. And I've chosen, you can choose one from over here too. So basically this one will go through, go down, go up. You can have a first option, which is the actual instrument effect with this one, and then choose whichever one you want. So if I want to choose this one, I can choose that. All right. And so this is how you set this up with the launch key in Native Instruments. Complete control. So that's how that's set up. If y'all want me to do another one where it's actually together and it makes sense, I will. I'll do one separate. This thing always give me problems. You know how it go. But anyway, here we are. So that is basically the mission. That is mission debris. Not mission debris. That is zero gravity, where we actually give a tip. Again, shout out to the sponsor, Native Novation through Native Instrument. I really appreciate you guys for sending that over. I'm actually absolutely loving using this thing. It allows me to do some, especially with Ableton, it allows me to do a bunch of things with Ableton, and I'm able to use it for complete control, which I think is cool because I have that here and I have my S3 over here, so it's definitely convenient to be able to do that. So perfect. That is perfect. So now we're going to go into what we call the mission debrief. This is what we're talking about tonight. The main thing that I want to talk about is music production still affordable in 2025? Is it affordable? Is it something that people can afford? Let's just be real about this thing, man. Let's just be real. Let's really talk about it. You have between the subscriptions, the expansions, the plugins, the bundles, you have all these different things to choose from. Now in Patreon, we're talking about the basics. And so there's only a couple of things that you need, but outside of those things that you need, you really don't need you don't need anything else in the beginning, but it's definitely, you can do it a whole lot more in the future with it, right? So one of the points that I was giving them is with the, let's just say the Complete Control M32. The M32 comes with Complete Start. And Complete Start is enough to get you going. That's exactly what it's for, is to start. That's why it's called that. And it has a bunch of stuff with it, right? And so you can actually get started with that. You can actually use, let's say if you got an Ovation, it has Complete Start in it also. And it has Ableton 12 Lite. So can you make music with it? Of course you can. But when it gets down to the brass tacks, is it affordable in 2025? Is it affordable? River said it took him close to 7 years to accumulate everything he had. Man, man. It took me a while, man. I would probably say about 7 years also. I would put it somewhere in that area to really just accumulate the things that I have. But a lot of things, there's other things I talk about in the Patreon that I don't want to talk about on here. It gets a little deep. But what I will say is that it starts small. I say start very small. There's a lot of us. Now, I'll tell y'all this. I made the mistake, me myself, of trying to buy everything. I tried to purchase everything to have it because I felt like I needed it. And I really didn't. In the end, I really didn't need that stuff. And so I just accumulated debt and spent money trying to get the best of the best thing when you have to enjoy the actual ride of it. River said it's like a fruit tree. Yes, some fruit trees don't have it. First fruit until the 7th year. That's absolutely true. And putting that time in and allowing it to grow is very important because you appreciate the time that you put into it and you appreciate building this foundation of what you're doing. I would tell a person when you first get into producing, I would say, hey, spend that time learning what you have. Find a DAW that you feel comfortable with. Learn that DAW. You don't need but one. That's all you need. I play with a bunch of them because I'm getting different, doing different deals with different companies. They're saying, hey, try my stuff out. And so I'm always trying things out. But when it comes down to it, I have one DAW that I actually feel comfortable with and I produce with that. And so that's the one that I'm trying to get back to that. I've started messing with all these different ones, even with Ableton. When I first started using Ableton, I didn't really know how to use it. And it was just way beyond anything I could think of. So I rock with Studio One from Studio One 3 all the way up until 7. Like I still use 7 now. It has its quirks to it, and every DAW has its quirks to it. Let me not act like that. Every DAW has its quirks. You just figure the one out that you want to deal with and deal with that one. Figure the one that you want to deal with and deal with that one. And I promise you, whatever quirks you have or whatever you feel bad about, if you go to another DAW, it's going to have something else you feel bad about. And so you just have to really, really hone in on what you're doing. But spend the first couple years learning, understanding what you're doing, and don't spend a bunch of money. I tell people all the time, this is why I think subscriptions, I believe this is the best part of subscription, because before investing all that money, you can use these subscriptions to kind of learn what you want. You may not need Complete Control Ultimate. So before you spend $1,500 for it, you may find out through subscription that you only need the Complete Control, just the standard, where you won't spend nowhere near the amount that you would spend for the Ultimate. And then from there, you can kind of piece together what you want from that part of it. Once you get to buying all these plugins, stuff is expensive, bro. Excuse me, it's very expensive when it's all said and done. And there's no use of spending a bunch of money and you don't even know how to use what you're using. I would say just from my experience, I would find me a DAW that I can use. I would get something like a Output Arcade. Output Arcade to me is a good place to start, to where you have a bunch of sounds that you can use. You got samples, you got loops, and you got the I can't remember the other name, where you can actually play out what you're playing. So you got a couple different ways that you can create in that one plugin. Yes, it's $12 a month or whatever it is, but it's worth it, because you could take that. If you get something like get you a complete control, or even if it's just the M32, even if it's the 25, those are like $120 now, $130 or whatever. Even if you start with that, the octaves work. All you gotta do is hit the button and go up another octave. They work just fine. You take that, get the free stuff that come with it, build from that. Even with Novation, you get the Novation now, you get the complete start, and you get Ableton that's gonna come with it. It's light, but it's a DAW to get started in. So it has its limitations, but you can still use it. You can learn it. Figure out if that's the DAW you even want to use. Take the free stuff that you can get and build from that. That's the best way to get into this game, is to really take your time and do that. And while you're learning that, learn music theory, how to do it and how to break it. Because I feel like it's cool to get away from music theory sometime and just kind of have fun with the music that you're making. I did a track that I'm going to be releasing. I played at the beginning of this live stream. The track is in 5/7 timing. And so I wanted to play around with that, because I was learning these different timings, and I heard that timing, it was just a different rhythm. I said, man, I wonder if I can create something in this timing. And so I created that beat in this timing, and it was just perfect. It was perfect. I learned another timing. We got some stuff coming in. PB Stir. Yeah, bless. YouTube, bro. Speaking of facts, yes sir. 5/7 is jazzy. It's very jazzy. That's a very filthy timing. If you go back to the beginning of the live stream, as the waiting room was going on, there's a track playing. Matter of fact, the songs that you heard at the beginning of this was made with AI. I created these beats, and I wanted to write some different things, so I kind of came up with some topics and just kind of wrote something with the help of AI and put it together, put it in Suno, and created these tracks. Now, where it would have took me to kind of create a track, get with an artist, if the artist even like it, if they want to even go to, even like in today's time, a lot of artists kind of stick to what's normal. It ain't a lot of them that will kind of venture out and at least try something different. And so AI is not going to tell you no. So I enjoy it. I enjoy playing around with it. And so definitely I'm able to play around with these different things and just kind of really have fun making the music. See, the thing about making music is you got to have fun doing it. If you're not having fun doing it, you won't do it, because it's very frustrating when those times are in the very beginning. Well, a lot of artists don't trust you in the beginning. They don't really know if you're going to successfully get whatever it is that they're trying to do. They don't know what your producer mind is, what your beat making mind is. So you just have to kind of get through the different levels and find different ways to do whatever it is you're doing. River was in a jazz band. That's pretty cool. I used to play drums years ago, so I know exactly what you're talking about. But yeah, like, you just got to have fun with it. And so that's why I say a lot of times don't spend a lot of money. I've learned I've spent way too much money. I've spent way too much money on things that technically did not help. If I'm honest, it technically did not help me at all. I really could have had a couple products and really, like I really could have got, if I'm honest, I really could have got arcade, complete standard, complete, they got a version. They got 3 different versions. Whatever the version is, it's not band, it's not the other one. There's another version for the style of music you make, right? You get that, you get like an arcade, something like that. Man, you can create with that. You can, like that right there, you can create a bunch of stuff with that. And what it does also is it teaches you how to manipulate sound. It teaches you how to manipulate sound to a point where you come up with these different ideas because you don't have a lot. So you have to create something. You have to make something. You have to push yourself to another level in order to do it. You got to get in and really turn the knobs and see what these sounds really do. You learn about LFOs. You learn about waves. You learn all these different things. What is an attack? What is a release? What is pitching? What is octaves? You learn all these different things. What octaves work with this sound? Like if I'm in octave 0, am I going to a major? Am I going up major notes? Am I going to minor notes? What works? And you learn all these things, and you realize you don't need a bunch of stuff. I'll tell y'all, I get offered to do things, and if I like it, I'll do a video on it because I like it, and I think it'll be good for my audience to hear, and maybe they'll be interested in it. But a lot of times, because at some point, you run out of space. You just run out of space at some point. And so you got to decide what you're going to keep. My M2 is a terabyte. And so I have to ask myself, what am I going to keep that's going to allow me to keep space on it and still allow me to use it? And I don't want to carry around an external hard drive. I have an external hard drive simply for my artist sessions and native instruments, right? Because they have because I do a lot of work with native instruments. So if they send me product all the time that I'm testing and doing reviews on and videos and all that good stuff. So I have a hard drive for them, and I have a hard drive for my video stuff, right? So outside of that, I don't want to get another hard drive that I have to carry around with me all the time. Because sometimes if I'm not here, I can have my computer and I can have just my computer, and that's fine. I don't have to have another hard drive. Maybe I'm not using native instruments at the moment. Maybe now I can get into arcade and say, okay, this is all I got to work with. How can I mix this up? How can I make this work? And so now I'm having fun with this stuff again, because now I'm not focused on all the stuff that I have. I only got a couple things on here that I can use, and I just kind of go with that. So that is a thing. Like, you have to have fun with that. And again, because, this stuff can get very, very expensive, man. It can get very, very expensive. And technically, if you have Native Instrument Ultimate, you have at least 60% of stuff you're not even using. Ultimate is the only way that I would probably have Ultimate if I had a studio. Like if I had like not a home studio, but let me give the preference. I would have a studio that I'm doing work out of, and there's different artists that's coming in. So you just never know what type of artist is coming in, because that full library, you're not doing hip hop with that whole library. There's no way, because a lot of it is cinematic. Action strings is probably not going to be in a hip hop track, or action drums, whatever the name of the thing is. You're probably not going to have that in a hip hop track. You're probably not going to have that in a pop track. So Ultimate would work for someone that has a broad studio. There's different artists, different types of artists that are coming in. They're creating in your studio. And if you have Ultimate, you have the full pack of different things that they can use. It doesn't matter what they create. So something like that, yes. But if I'm a hip hop producer, if I'm a pop producer, if I'm a jazz producer, whatever style that I do, I don't need Ultimate. I don't need Ultimate. It's a lot. 60% of that library you're not gonna use. Now, me personally, if you say to me, well, I'd rather have more than not enough, then I say, hey, go for it. I say go for it. But if you're starting out, most of the people that I talk to on my channel are beginners. They're getting into the game. And for those people, I would highly recommend against Ultimate. I would highly recommend, and it's not about the brand, because I wouldn't advise, let's say like next week we're going to be looking at comparing Native Instruments, Complete Control, or Complete, and Arturia. Their collection 11 just dropped. So when you look at the difference between the two, I wouldn't advise anybody to get that whole collection. Collection 11 is a lot. So now if I get let's say standard, Complete Control standard, or if I, you know what, I'm gonna pull it up. What is the name of it? 'Cause there's a name for it that Complete has. Let's see here. There's 3 of them. There's 3 different packs of the one that I'm looking at, I'm thinking of, and I can't remember what the name of them are. So I say, let's pull it up and see here. Yeah. So Complete Control, I always say Complete Control, but Complete 15 Select. Let me show you guys this. So you got Complete Control Select, but you can choose from beats, band, or electric. If you're a hip hop producer, maybe pop, R&B, somewhere in that area, you're gonna select beats. This is enough. This right here is enough to get you started and get you going. You don't need all of this. More than likely, you're probably not going to use, maybe you use Studio Drummer, maybe you use Scarby, maybe you use session guitar, maybe you use those things. Now, if you are a producer that's kind of leaning into both of them, and you realize, or you think you need most of these, then I would say standard, right? Now, if you need all 3 for whatever reason, you need all 3, then I would say then you go into the massive collection. But I can get started with beats, and I can hold beats out there. This is enough. This right here, everything else you can buy on a summer sale, or when it comes out, they may have a sale on it or something like that. Grab it then. But man, this is $99. $100, you got it. You going. You got it going. This is an unreleased track I wrote with gestation. Wave plucked and stock wave. Absolutely, River. You can definitely do that. Man, listen. I wrote plenty of songs. Most of the songs that I have written, most of the artists that I produce for, man, I use maybe 12, 15 different plugins, maybe. Somewhere in that area. That's it. Most of the artists that I am producing for, hip hop and pop, That's usually it. Yes, John Jeffrey said, yeah, John, I was saying this earlier. If you have if you get like the MIDI, the complete control, the complete control, like the M32 or something like that, you will get it free, right? Depending on which one that you get. Absolutely. And I highly recommend that. Highly recommend it. I'm telling you, man, you could get there, and I recommend like a arcade or a, what's the other one? Landers, not Composer, Landers, whatever the Landers one is, where they have all those different loops and stuff like that. Now I like arcade because it gives you the difference between both, because I can have a loop and I can have the other side of that where I could play the keys or play the instrument itself, and it gives you the option to have loops in it. That to me is like, that's high above everybody else. I've been rocking for arcade. With arcade, I used to actually build kits for arcade. And in building those kits with arcade, I know that there's a lot of stuff in there that are good. Good stuff. Good stuff. John said, I can't decide which one I want. You mean between native or between everything? I can give you some direction. I can definitely give you some direction, brother. You tell me which one you looking at. But yeah, these it is crazy the amount of prices. You have so many different things that you have access to, and it's all about finding that one between beats or electric. Okay, yeah, it just depends, man. Like them two different worlds. They're completely two different worlds. Now, I would say if you're kind of in between both, then I would go with standard. Because let's see. Because if you went with either one of them and then you purchased like one by one after that, you may as well get the standard. So you're looking at about, let's see, so it's $99 for one of these. And so let's say if you start adding in, let's see, you got Massive X in both. Battery is what battery is. Let's see here. Yeah, electric, man, I'm going to tell you, if you do hip hop and you like some of the electric stuff, I would say Notch, Utopia, and did they have the other one? Notch and Utopia. Those two from electric will probably be where you would kind of lean towards if you produce like hip hop. If you do beats, that's going to be like pop, hip hop, R&B. But if you did that and you had these two that are, I'm showing it to you, but if you get these two here, these two will be dope for a good addition to that. The thing is though, you see how that's 99, and I think if you kind of lean into this, let's say $150, $160 if you buy them one by one. Well, in that case, you may as well get the standard. It's $199 if you have an update. I'm sorry, let me say that. If you have the update. Yeah. If you have the update. So if you do that, so let's say if you buy one, let's say if you buy Beat, just upgrade to standard. You get it for an extra $100. So you basically spend $199 total. And from there, you're going to get Utopia, you're going to get They're gonna add the leap expansion. They're gonna add some percussions to you. So I think that is the route to go. Updating from band to standard. I just think it's a better price point in my opinion overall. That's just me. Because you're only spending another $100. Once you start piecing these together, you're gonna spend more than $100 for sure. For sure. And if you compare, let's look at the comparison. Now I think so. Standard, you're gonna get 90. Ooh, I'm stuffy. You're gonna get. Let's see here. Oh, they got okay. This is different. It's different. So $199 from owners of complete. Oh, I see how they doing that now. I don't think they used to be like that. Maybe it did. I thought you could upgrade from the other one. Never mind what I'm saying. Yeah, never mind what I'm saying. Yeah, it may be better. I guess it depends on how many you buy in, man. I guess it'll be depending on how much you get. Cause from 99 to $5.99, I think that is. Yeah, $5.99. It's about another $500. You could probably piece together. Some things before getting to this price point, in my opinion. Especially getting started. I think I would get that and just start piecing it together. Now, what I would advise to you, John, I would probably advise the 360 to figure out what all you're gonna need. I advise 360 first to figure out what you're gonna need, to see what you can get away with, to see what would be good for you. Then you're only talking about a couple dollars before making the plunge. So 20, I would probably say this one in the middle. Even if you do 1 month at $20.84, you get to at least know what you need, what you're trying to get, and then go from there. Now, if you just say beats is still, I believe beats will get you going. But I'm just saying, if you're looking at anything other than that, like plan this out, bro. Like I recommend people planning this out. I'm on the year. I'm sorry, the monthly one. So it's $25 a month, $15 a month. Plan this stuff out, bro. Like, I'll say that as I say this. Link is in the description. It helps the channel, all that good stuff. But still, just playing this stuff out, bro. Like really, really playing it out. You know, I definitely say at least if you did 360 and you get the stuff, that will be the moment where you can get to test it and kind of see, all right, do I really need this stuff? Do I really need this? Because if you can get away with beats, get away with beats, brother. Get away with beats. I recommend it. This stuff gets expensive. And then and stick there, man. Play around with it and see what all you can get out of it. Push it till you can't push it no more. That's what I say. I say push it till you can't push it no more. And just get whatever you can get out of it. Let's see. I believe personally, let's see here. Now just imagine the things you can get away with it. Now they've created this beat out of beats. See? So that beat is cold. That beat is amazing. And so if you get that out of this, then I say go with beats. Spend your $99 and get to it. That's what I say. Appreciate it, bro. I mean, you're welcome, man. This is what I do. I try to help people, man, as much as I possibly can. Because, again, like the topic is, this stuff is expensive, bro. It could definitely get expensive. And before you know it, it's really out of hand. Definitely. So, definitely, man, I hope that helped for sure. All right, and that is the mission debrief. Do anybody have any questions? Any questions? Do y'all like? Do you guys like subscriptions? Do you like that kind of thing? How do y'all feel about subscriptions? Now, me myself personally, I'm good with subscriptions. I don't look at it as a long-term thing, though. I use subscriptions to kind of, like I say, test the waters to see if it's somebody you want to invest my money into. Now something like arcade, because it's just subscription based, I'm going to pay that arcade regardless. Arcade is definitely going to be there. That is that's like a must have in my opinion. It's a must have. It's one of those things that you just gotta have in your life, man, for sure. But yeah, let's see. I need use Splice to pay for share. Yes, see what I'm saying? Like stuff like that works, and I know people are against it because they may say, "Well, you pay more for it than you do whatever." No, sometimes you can't afford $200, especially if you're not, making money with what you're doing. You can't afford $200. Let's see. Otherwise, I would spend the money outright for the specific plugin I want to invest into. Yep. Sometime, especially if you're a younger producer, if you're younger, you may not have a great job or anything like that. I'm not saying there's anybody on here, but I'm just saying in general, you can't afford those things. And this is why I push so much of content creation. On the Patreon, we talked about different things you can do to make money on the side to pay for these things. And over there, I'm going to be doing some more stuff. And I may do some stuff over here too, because I have an event coming up. I got a DJ. But that's how I pay for the stuff that I want. I use those different things to pay for the things that I want. And you gotta be willing to do those things, man. I have a course that I did, and in that course, it just I came up with all these different ways that I make money for the things that I want. Like I want these things, and I want to be able to have it if I want it. There's every now and then I come across something that I just gotta have. Especially these days. These days I come across something every now and then. When I wanted this Rolly. Man, I wanted this Rolly so bad, bro. I wanted the big one, but I said, well, let me get this one to kind of really learn how to actually use it, because there's a learning curve with this deal. But man, I absolutely love it. And so I did a DJ gig, and this was around Christmas time. I did a Christmas party, and man, I got this thing, and I absolutely love it. I absolutely love how it feels like a new way of playing instruments, and I absolutely love it. Let's see, River said I'm 26, been producing multi-genre electric music since 2019, and I can confirm you don't need much to produce great music and have been limited from the start. Absolutely. Absolutely. You know, River, I think most people will get, like, I'm sure you have like your favorites that you use and you go to all the time. Um, it's you know, everybody have their own style of what they like. That I never like to say what's a bad plugin or VST because that's my experience with it. That's my experience with it. It does not mean that if it's good or bad, that's just my experience is this. Somebody else may enjoy it. I absolutely love arcade. Absolutely love arcade. Other people may not. And so my experience and their experience is different. And so I hate coming on here saying anything bad about a plugin because or a company or whatever the case may be because of my experience with it. My experience is not going to be everybody's. So I will at least like to give a chance for people to experience it on their own and decide if they like it or not. And some people try to call that like, oh, you just don't want to say nothing or you kissing up to the company or whatever the case may be. But if I don't like something, I just won't do a video on it. Or if I don't think it, let me not say it like that. If I don't think it's important for my audience, I won't do a video on it. That's just me. That's just how I get down. I've had stuff sent to me before, and I never did videos on it because I just didn't think it'd be beneficial to the audience that I have. And so, even though there's things that sometimes I would do a video on, I think is important, but I may not even use it because again, I run out of space, and I have to make sure I have space on my computer. So I may not use it. I have my go-tos, and I go to those. I use those. And I use them all the time. There's something in my eye. And that's what I use. There is no diss to no company, no diss to anybody. I look at what's important to the people that I talk to and see on a regular basis. It's all subjective, absolutely. I love what you have to say. Absolutely. It is definitely that. It is definitely subjective. Everybody's too different, man. There's so many channels, man. They love, you know, pushing their opinion on something. And I know sometimes people want to hear that. But I want, if it's something that I think that is just so good that you just at least got to give it a shot or look into it, I'll do a video on it. I remember people talking about MPC. I don't use MPC. That's not my lane. So I'm not going to say if it's good or bad because it's not my lane. I'm not an MPC user. I use Native Instruments. That's what I use. So I had a lot of people asking me about them coming together, and when they did the thing together, I'm like, well, I guess it's best for the company. I mean, I don't know. I have not a clue. Not at all. I do what's good for my company, man. I just do what I feel is best. And I'm sure they did too. And so having Native Instrument sound on your MPC or your Akai stuff, hey, go for it. Go for it. I recommend if you like MPCs and you like that Native Instrument sound, go for it. It don't bother me neither here nor there. I think everybody doing the best they can. Ooh, it's something in my eye, man. I can't stand something being in my eye. But yeah, that's how I look at it. And River, I'll go into a little bit of AI with you, man. You can use AI when it comes down to correcting it. is where the problem come in at. It's like I can create a song, and I may absolutely love the song, and there's maybe one part that I want to change. That's where the problem come in there, because there's no way to tell it that. It's gonna generate a completely new song or a completely new track, and I may not want it to do that. So I just thought about that as I'm sitting here doing, trying to get whatever this is out my eye. And when I thought about them I've heard people say AI is going to replace us, and I just don't see it. I just don't see it. To be able to go in and change minute stuff, I just don't see it. Even with, I generate content from it, right? Like pictures and stuff like that. And I could get the perfect picture. But if I want to just change one thing about it, good luck. Good luck. Because it is the hardest thing to do, is just changing one piece of it. It's going to generate another version of what you're trying to get it to do. And it's the most irritating thing in the world. It's the most irritating thing in the world. And I absolutely hate it. So for all those that say AI is going to replace us, nah. Good luck. I do believe if you are a producer that just makes generic music, I do believe it's going to be very hard for you to push that somewhere and I could pay for the service for it. I think it'd be good to really hone in on having like quality music and venturing off into different sounds and different sonics, different, play jazz, 5/7, emotional feelings in your music. I think feelings in music is coming back again because, yeah, AI can make regular music. It can do that all day long. But I don't know. You gotta really be a little bit, just get a little bit more. With some what Timbaland speaks on AI used within some of his hits popping today, it seems to play a position in cultural engineering, and I feel goes beyond the writing and creative process. I love AI as a tool. I don't believe it takes away. I agree. I'll tell you this. I have a lot of fun sitting here, like my brain be thinking of stuff, and I'd be like, man, I wonder if I could push it. Like I hadn't really pushed AI yet. I pushed it with the 5/7 timing, and it nailed it perfect. It nailed it really good. But I'm itching to really just see what it can do, see what it can come up with, and the writing, even the writing part of like writing the music. Like when I use it, it'll write something that could be cool, but I gotta have my own little something in there. And then on the flip side of that, I can create a sample. Like if I want to sample like a 70s song or a 70s style song, but I have the ability to make it say whatever I want it to say. That's like the highlight of it to me, because no matter what I wanted to say, I could put those words in there, and I don't have to go and find a sample to match what I'm looking for, because I can create what I want it to do. And I'm not really focused on anything but that part of the sample. So if I wanted to say something about a girl I met, and maybe there's something specific that I wanted to say, I could create that. Or I can even record it in myself with my own vocal and make it do what I wanted to do on that side. And then they got another side of it where that it changes your voice. So if you want to sing and you can't sing like myself, but you have these ideas in your head, you can create that. See, I like that. I like that I can create. I like the fact that I can go in and create whatever I can take my mind and really put it out there. Because when you're producing for artists, you're kind of in their mind. You're doing what they want you to do or what they're trying to get done. But it's good to have your own vision or your own whatever that you can create and really just kind of push it in that direction. Timberland is, people hating on him, but he's sitting on the gold mine, bro. Like, I read an article not too long ago that said if you're not using AI by 2030, you're gonna be so far behind. And I believe that. I believe with music, there's a place that we could take music, but we just don't know how to get there yet. We don't know how to get there. And I think with AI, we could probably get there. I believe there's another style. There's another something out there where that AI could probably help us get. I just don't know. The fun part is you don't know what it is. The fun part is you don't know what that is. The fun part is you don't have a clue where you're going to go with that. You have no idea, but that's the fun part because now you get a chance to have fun figuring it out. I'm going to be pushing it. I'm going to be really pushing it to see what I can get out of it. I've created a bunch of tracks. Even the track that y'all heard today, I have a song already created with that track. And let me do this. Hold on, I'm going to show you this. Do I still have it pulled up? Let's go here. And let's go here. Let's see here. You know what? I'll do even better than that. I'll do even better than that. Let's just go here right now. So I can go in here, right? And when I go to Suno, I always create these deals right here. Hold on, let's see. Let me find one. As you can see, I generate a lot. So this right here. Right? This is the track that I created. This is mine. This is what I uploaded into Suno. And so then I could take that, generate me some prompts, right? So if I go, let's go here. Will let me do it. Yes. So here's my prompt. Smooth trap soul, bind it with contemporary R&B. This whole little deal right here. Think late night, think post-work freedom, blah, 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 right? So now I generated a bunch of stuff. To this, right? But the one that I went with is this one. Same track.
It's finally here. Been grinding all week, no breaks, no sleep. Emails, fights, and late night eats. I gave my soul to the 9 to 5, but now it's Friday, I'm back alive. Phone on D&D, I need a reset. I ain't trying to vent, I'm trying to reflect. Pull up something slow, light something sweet. Let the bass hit while I ride this beat. Shoes off, stress gone, mood to switching, clock out. Now I'm just living. I gave him time, now time is mine. About to catch this piece and unwind. I'm ready for the weekend. No stress, no plans, yeah.
You tell this take that same track, you come in here, you tell it what you want it to do. I wanted the weekend to hang. I wanted the falsetto to run on the weekend. No stress, no plans. I wanted the as an ad lib. I'm telling it what I want it to do. This is like I'm in a studio session. I have an artist in there, and I'm saying, "Hey, do this." That's what I'm doing, and so I'm having fun. So let's look at this one, right? This track here.
Sitting in silence way too long.
This is the one, as you can see, soul.
But God ain't built me for small places.
5/4. I'm sorry, I said 5/7. So 5/4 timing, 5/4 time signature, right? Keep the rhythm fluid.
Ticking clocks and empty blocks. I used to live behind my thought, talking about what I'm not instead of what I got. But you lit that flame, now I'm off that chain. Ain't no line I won't cross, I was built to reign. I'm out here with no boundaries. Ain't no map for where you found me. Vision bigger than the skyline. Moving faith like it's a lifeline. I step,
you know 1,
2, 3, 4, 5.
So you get the opportunity to really get in here and create something. And then in the end, if you decide that I'm going to present this to an artist on a track that we could create, here's the vibe, here's the idea, they can really hear it and say, oh, you know, I really feel that, or I don't. But either way, you got it out of your head onto this instrument here that we use, this tool that we use here. I love it. Many people don't do research on sample history or the culture rules where most based on how I feel many cultures are escape. Because culture is cultivated through living. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I can create samples in here that I don't have to get sued for. I don't have to get any copyright and any of those things. I don't have to worry about because it's generated. It's something that I'm generating myself. It's fun. So fun. Like, I got, artists that I work with and you create with them. I just love creating music. That's just what I love doing. And so to be able to do that in my own form, it took me having fun to another level with music again. Because with music, you do beats and then in my head I have a certain rhythm or a certain pattern that sounds good to me, but I get locked into that and I have to kind of pull myself out of it. Now output, that's why I like arcade like that, because there's so many different things you can go in there and do, like playing the loop with the white key but messing it up with the black key. And then if you go into a resample or I think it's called a resample, you could take the loop and really kind of move it around a little bit. So instead of it going here to here to here to here to here, I could go here to here and then back here, and this 3 times. And I can create all these different styles and rhythms with that. You got to keep music interesting, man. I grew up in a time, I'm a little older, but I grew up in a time where you couldn't be like everybody else. There's no way music today would make it back then because you couldn't do it. You just couldn't do it. It was too many. Everybody was trying to be their own. Nobody wanted to sound like nobody else. And what it did was it created us to be creative enough to have your own style because you didn't want to bite from nobody else. And you just kind of push yourself to do that. Push yourself there. So yeah. Definitely, man. even with the song that I created for my intro, I wanted it to have a certain style to it. I wanted it to sound real spacey. I wanted it to sound like it go with the theme. And so I was able to really hone in on that to make it sound like I wanted it to sound. I wanted it to sound spacey. I wanted it to sound like a final frontier. I wanted it to sound, well, let's see, what prompts did I use? I used, let's see. Let's go back here. See if we can find it. Here it is. So I use this one here. So I wanted it to be modern R&B. I love R&B, by the way. Trap soul influence, resilient, emotional, uplifting, minor, male lead vocalist. I wanted it to be smooth tone, rasp, a subtle rasp to it. I want like lush. These are like these things that I wanted it to be. Now, you have to learn how to prompt this stuff, which is what it is. You just have to learn how to use those prompts. But this was the vibe that I wanted. I wanted my theme song to be so identical. I wanted it to identify with what I was doing with the live stream. So that's what I did. I just created something that just kind of fit. And so when I heard this rhythm,
live from the orbit of creativity,
that little,
this is Creative Spasciz. Creative Spasciz, we ride the wave in the stars where the music plays. Beats so cold, make the cosmos sway. Go live now, we don't press play. Flowing with the vibe on a mission.
I just wanted it to vibe. That's what I wanted to do. I wanted it to have a certain vibe, and you can see on that first floor, I wanted it to be very melodic, and I wanted it to end with "Powered by Creativity." This is like the slogan, whatever the case may be. But I just wanted it to be like this in the beginning, the intro. I wanted this live from the orbit of creativity. I wanted it to be spoken. So entering those words, hook, melodic. Now this is Bryson Tiller style that kind of worked. Just played around with it, man. Just played around with it. So definitely a lot that you can do. I tell anybody that follows me, man, just go as far as you can with it. You ain't gonna like everything. You're not gonna, you ain't gonna create a track every time that you just love this. It's just not what it is. But there's always a delete button. There's always save. There's always, I'm gonna save it and come back to it later. Maybe I got a dope drum, but I don't like nothing I'm adding to it. Just save it. Come back to it later on. You'll find something later on. Maybe you need to go outside or something like that and just kind of come back to it. But the idea is to have fun with this. I'm going to build a group of people, a group of producers that just like to have fun making music. We don't care nothing about what the wave is right now. We don't care nothing about what the sound is, what the trends are. We don't care nothing about none of that. All we want to do is make the music that we want to make and able to put it out, able to express ourselves musically. I'm going to build that community. I'm going to build that community right here on this YouTube page. And between here and the Patreon, I got a couple people over there, and they on assignment right now. They doing assignments. We got some things going on. One of the guys wanted to go back to the basics, and we're going back to the basics, all the way back to square one. And so they got assignments. We're going all the way back. And, got the one-on-ones over there, all kind of different things. But I am going to build a community of producers that just want to make music. We're gonna sound different. We're gonna look different. We're gonna look at music different. We're not gonna be boxed in. We're not gonna be, oh, you have to sound this way. Hip hop gotta sound like this. R&B gotta sound like this. Pop gotta sound like this. Electric gotta sound like this. We're just gonna make music. We're just gonna make it, put it out, see what it does. If nobody else like it, we're going to enjoy making it. that's the goal. That we're going to have people that just enjoy it. Now the live stream is going to be, me, sharing. Hey, I found this. This is cool. This is cool. This is cool. But then at the end, we're going to talk. Let's talk about it. See what we come up with. So next week, we got some more topics we're going to come up with. I will have hardware next week, I'm assuming. I think next week I have some kind of hardware we're going to go over. I don't want to say yet because I don't know if I'm going to have it exactly. But if not, we're going to go over some more software stuff. But then we're going to have a discussion next week on some different topics. We're going to definitely talk about some things. So, man, I really enjoyed this, man. Welcome, River. Welcome, what was the other guy? John Jeffrey. Ellis Beats, welcome. PB Stir, man, welcome. I had 5 or 6 of y'all on here. I'd rather y'all 5 or 6 than 100. I'd rather 5 or 6 that's really excited about what we're doing versus 100 that don't even care. I'll take the 5 or 6. We gonna do some stuff. I can't wait to share like everything with y'all. I got like these weeks planned out, and hopefully y'all guys will be here every Tuesday, Central Standard Time, 7:30. We're gonna be here next week. We're gonna be on time next week because I'm gonna try my best again to get everything set up beforehand and try to do it again because you know how it go. But what the heck was that? Something just made a sound. I don't know what it was. But yeah, we're going to have a lot of fun doing this. And we're going to just do what we do. Man. I really want to set up somewhere, I don't know. I ain't going to share it just yet. But man, I really, really, really appreciate you guys for jumping on tonight. Y'all have no idea. This is my first episode. I didn't know how it was going to turn out. I just wanted to do something different. I didn't care what people thought. I just wanted to see, and see what happened. We're going to keep going with the Spasciz theme, pushing it to new heights. We're going to keep doing it. So shout out to you guys, man. I will see y'all next week. Same time. Peace.
This is Creative Spasciz. Creative Spasciz, we ride the wave in the stars where the music plays. Beats so cold, make the cosmos sway. Go live now, we don't press play. Flowing with the vibe on a mission for more.